Hey there, everybody. It is me again. We're doing a little more Endless Sky. We finally picked up the storyline, so let's do it. Alright, let's see. Alright. The mood in the spaceport is solemn, but no one has had time to count up the losses on both sides of the battle. But it's likely that over 1,000 lives are lost because the Navy is held in such high regard even here, where Parliament and the Paradise Friends are viewed with disgust. Many of the military captains are almost saddened by the loss of Navy lives by the loss of some of their own. Find Tomek waiting along the fleet, conversing with captains and assessing the damage they have suffered. When he sees you, Captain G, how's your carbon holding together? Just fine. Glad to hear it. Listen, we need to press our advantage before the Republic has time to call for reinforcement. If we strike quickly, we might be able to retake Chronophorus from them. If we want to break the blockade on that system just for the sake of trade with the rest of the galaxy. On top of that, of course, Kachi needs to be rescued. Indeed, you say. I have a large fleet of reinforcements coming in from the Rim, he continues, and a few ships here that are able to fight another battle. I need you to take off with them, wait for reinforcements to arrive, then retake Chronophorus. The Navy ships retreat, let them retreat. If they surrender, let them surrender. If they stay and fight, disable them if you can, destroy them if you must. Understood. You were punished for the shirt? Bad microphone poker. I was trying to watch Astian, but I was in a room with like one kid screaming, one kid blaring the TV, and then just people talking. So yeah, I would have said hello, but I probably wouldn't have heard the response. So. Is autocorrect correcting Vess to Bass? It's right side by side. There's no one is not certainly not the Navy, but if they attack us, take everything, we must defend ourselves and keep it understood. Yes, sir. It's because when he types in VASS, his iPhone, or what are you on an iPod? Yeah, his iPod corrects it to Bass or Vases. Alright. Shit. I'm sure he could tell you quite a lot about iShits. He's I don't think you're the biggest fan of them, are you, Colin? I take over your conversation. All right, so okay. Up. Apple it's not paying power for good Android the last many years. Apple's a pain in the ass, but they do make high quality products the last years. 4 different streams. Nice. One day in school suspension for wearing the shirt. That sucks. Alrighty. Yeah, sure. Actually, no. Have to wait for the fleet to arrive, don't we? I was on it just briefly. Like I said, I really couldn't hear what was going on because I was in a noisy room. I saw he was playing poker. Oh. Yeah. I guess this is it. Phantasm. Yeah, I came in there. I couldn't. Again, I was in a room with kids, so. Yeah, I came in briefly. I'm like, Yeah, I guess that's not. What is this? It's a frigate. No way of thinking. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, let's try again. Hey, but so you don't have to convince either of us. So it's just amazing what's left out of history books because they believe that they can't sell books to certain areas that have specific events in them. They'll just leave them out. And that's the problem with making everything a capitalist industry. Tell the stories that the capitalists want to tell. Let's try again. Oh. I couldn't keep track either. I got blown up. Didn't even notice. I'll turn it down just a little bit. You would have security escort you to second hour? She said, good, I need protection anyhow. Got my ass kicked. Let's see. Seven, nice. Nah, I think touchscreens are pretty much unusable without autocorrect. Dan, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Alright, it was equipment. Yes. Oh, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Trying to keep from getting my ass kicked too badly. Alright, goal location. I'm making unload mission 2. You cannot choose. No, not really. What's your back? So last night was all talking. Stand to security roommate. Alright. I'm gonna try to not be stupid about this. I don't know. you know, when I say when I say something along like "watch your back," I think that's a threat. He made a threat, and the fact that they're not taking that seriously is a big problem. All right, cool, man. Have a good one, Vasily. Make sure the doors are locked. Patrol the hallways and keys. Classmates. No, I mean like your teacher heard it. Well, we could have taken those ships and used them for our attack, but everybody's like, get some. Ooh, sorry about that, but that sounded good. Alright. Let's see. Wow. Fighter base. It's about one of them. That's nice to get some work done before dragging me to the office so I can sit there while they figure something out. Yes, it's not even questioned. Yeah, my guess is that his parents have better lawyers than your parents. Is really the reason that they're so what's the word I'm looking for? Accommodating. See how much outfit space I have. None. He's 80. This takes up 40. Yeah, so much for that. Now, if you're going to say that to somebody else, just leave gays out the second time. Yeah, that's, yeah. He has better lawyers than you do. Yeah, but Vasily, you're right. That's how they create serial killers. Welcome back, Dan. Sorry, every time this klaxon goes off, yeesh. All right. Hey, Stan, how's it going, man? I came into your stream for a little while, but I was in a noisy room, so I couldn't hear you. I mean, anybody who takes advantage of something like that always does. He ruins it for everybody. Did you win a round yet, or did you manage to win a round? I was first came in when you were in that round with like 3 people left, or you were third from last out. All right. Oh, cool. Fair enough. So you're actually playing with against people. All right, let's try again. Wow. It sounds weird. Money threatens to school that pastor, and did not even get to court the pastor when she had all F's. This is ridiculous. Alright. Let's see. Alright. How did I lose 8? Having subdued as you land, you find that several free world ships transports have already set down and transport corralled the remaining Navy officers in a small circle. You would estimate there are several hundred Navy prisoners. Another transport lands carrying more prisoners. Navy troops have been guarding the mines on Clink. For several hours, nothing changes. The Navy troops are held in a small circle, surrounded by guards. When lunchtime comes, some of the guards go to the market and fetch some of the vendors who sell meals out of the carts there. They return with the carts and hand out food to the prisoners. Then another transport lands and Tomek steps out. He pulls her aside. So how are things going here? Very quiet, they won't give us any trouble. Dear Tomek, the hull by a nearby ship and addresses the prisoners. Hello, he says. Few Navy officers respond warily. My name is Tomek. Voigt, he says. Our militia is very loosely organized, but I'm one of the charge of organizing it. That gets feelouts from the Free World's guards. As such, I am responsible for deciding our fate. At that, the hush falls over the crowd. Council has decided, he continues, that any of you gives us your parole, swearing to take no further part in fighting the free worlds, will be returned to Republic space. You will give us your word of honor that you will either seek reassignment in another part of the galaxy or resign your commission. Few of the free worlds guards out what, but only a surprising few. The rest are nodding, seemingly pleased with the council's choice. Tomek climbs down from the hull, approaches the prisoners, and you notice Alonso and Freya have joined him. One of the Navy officers stands up. I'll take that oath, he says, if you'll honor your part of it. Tomek takes the man's hands, looks him in the eye, and asks, do you swear before God these witnesses take no further part in military actions against the free worlds? I do, says the officer. Several of the other prisoners stand up, and before long a handful have sworn the oath. After they finish, Tomek turns around to a few other captains. Emily, Marco, you, Sarah, please meet me in the Spaceport Cafe when you're ready. He walks off. Alright. Guess I'm going there next, maybe. We'll see. Alright, let's see. No, gather the cabinet time explains. Londo's arranged for a 1-week ceasefire to return the prisoners who have given us their parole, he says. That gives you just enough time to transport them to New Tibet and return here. If you encounter Republic ships, do not engage them. Just drop off the prisoners and return any questions. What should we do if we attack us? If you can, return here without engaging them. No point in losing any more lives. Prisoners of War, Thursday, 24th February. Sure, school the day after a gay kid killed themselves and they were not punished, so I think it's kind of BS how my school runs. But all this bad news, there's some good. Well, that's good. Not to end, I'll get back to you with the fleet before the ceasefire ends. Let's see. 20, 21, 22, 23. It's not specialized if you have really bad grades. Definitely me. Really bad grades, definitely get spelled, get pregnant, etc. They provide bus and currently 56 could attend your work at your own pace. Schools only 4 hours a day, and 9% kids are below the poverty line. My mom asked about how punishment system works in the UAE because the same punishment if it's equal crime. So it's 10th through 12, so you can go there next year. Well, that's good. someone would be like 7th grade work and get 10th grade credit. Well, I guess that's good. Hope you won't be bored out of your skull. Well, at least no worse than you currently are. Alright. Buy home. Port. If I don't spend half my time in the office, it already sounds better. That's cool. You really saw you back in one piece. Thank you for your service. He says, please report to your local militia commanders for your next orders. Captain G, remain here. Everyone else is after me tells you, I'm sorry, but I've got some bad news for you. We searched the entire outpost on Clink, no sign of Katya. The miners don't know what happened to her, but I say safe bet she's either dead or a prisoner. Know that. I know, he says that's what a lot of people are saying now, but what we did, pure good faith gesture with nothing demanded in return, we may come to be glad of that. My hope is to set a precedent to shape the character of what conflict comes out of this, and I still think it's the right thing to do. So what do we do now? The Navy has 2 crushing defeats, he says. They'll be hesitant to attack again until their numbers are much stronger. That gives us some time for diplomacy to strengthen our position and look for allies, or at least for sympathizers, which is where you come in. I'm going to ask you to carry a diplomatic mission to the Syndicate. Meet in the spaceport when you are ready. During on the spaceport, we decided that now would be a good time for a diplomatic mission to Syndicate Zalando. We've proven that we are a force to be reckoned with, and that we are also open to working for peace, and a relationship with the Syndicate would be significant advantage for us. Do you think they will fight? Certainly not, says Zalando, but they're very interested in maximizing their profits. So I hope we can arrange to purchase ship materials from them, and if nothing else, they will at least promise not to hire out their security forces as mercenaries to the Republic. Reaching Syndicate space could be difficult once the Navy has time for a regroup, says Tomek. This may be our last window of opportunity we get for a while to meet with them in person. I have plenty of contacts in the dirt belt, says Alando, so if the plan won't let us land, we can just hail them and I should be able to negotiate with them. In fact, I'm hoping that a side effect of this trip will be to judge how much sympathy we have in the surrounding systems. Evade them, destroy them, whatever you want. From its diplomatic perspective, I'd rather let them live, but Tomek might think otherwise. 55% graduated at least 6 months early. My brother from the high school got planned graduate 2.5 years early because there was no homework. How you bring your homework and work up because you work at your own pace. You can see your work in 10th grade. There brought weed to school and got expelled. Very strict, like you get caught smoking a cig instantly expelled. Slots. Hilarious. I love typos. Alright. Okay, well. Okay. All right. $229. $100 outfit space needed. capital warships. Energy generation 1092. It's 95. This needs 100. Alright, well, so much for that. Let's try it. Marginal legal weapon for hand-to-hand combat when boarding a ship used for flushing out defenders shrunk with down defensible choke points. A defensive weapon is still better than nothing. Busing is shuttles. Bus pick me up at my current school. She can walk to 10:30 a.m. when the school starts, and at 2:30 at the end of the day, bus will drop me off there, so I can still talk to your current friends. It's not too bad. Alright. Done. This because my anxiety is so much closer to getting used to the schedule again. Extra 3 hours sleep, man. The school's only one hallway with classes that teach multiple classes in each room, so it's definitely gonna be nice. Hey, sounds like a good deal to me. 5 friends and 4 of them bought weed. So all good there now. Let's see. Cool. Alright, cool, man. Thanks for joining in. I'll catch you later. Oh, I got blowed up. A fast ship. Six oh six. Falcon of Contagion. guess not. Or still might be the way to go. Let's try the worst. Alright. 6 jumps. No cargo space. Wow. That was quick. talking, please. You're almost immediately. You're almost immediately. You're met almost immediately by 2 men who escort you to a room to go to syndicate headquarters. 6 men are sitting on one side of a large mahogany conference table. They gesture for the 2 of you to be seated on the other side. You introduce yourself. Thank you for meeting us, says Rolando. I was open to new business opportunities, said one of the men. Although negotiable, known terrorist is distasteful. I leave a folder of papers, pulls one out, slides over to you. Here's a picture of catching the captain of a terrorist ringleader captured in raid on Coronavirus system. It is dated a few days after the Navy's initial assaults, before you retook the system from them. It says, I have not announced this publicly. No, says the man. They have shared it with certain trusted friends of the public. They haven't announced anything because they know she was innocent. She was hunting the terrorists, not helping them. That may be true, says the man. I'm willing to believe you were hunting the terrorists because I'm aware that my own sources at the Free World Secure Service have centered High Springborn, whose skills would be well suited to such a hunt, and who might not be allowed to if he had not given a reason to leave his sector, a space where he is universally despised. Regardless, we cannot sell weapons to enemies of the Republic. Piracy is on the rise in the Dirt Belt, says Alonda, and you know you have customers there, says Terzet Corporation. If we can count on you among our friends, we can ensure that your convoys reach Terzet unmolested. And you would no doubt immediately purchase said weapons from Terzet, said the man. An older man sitting next to him says, of course such weapons would end up being bought at a significant price markup. He is grinning. You speak for a while longer, but Alana has out a deal with the Free World's defending Syndicate ships they encountered in return for a promise that the Syndicate will not serve as Republic mercenaries, will not prevent you from purchasing their equipment indirectly through Terzet. Additionally, Syndicate's new fighter will be made available at Terzet shipyards at such time as Free World requires them. You thank the Syndicate leaders and return to your ship. That was disgusting, says Alonda. I thought it went pretty well. It did. It disgusts me how those greedy old men were practically salivating at the thought of how much profit they were going to make from this conflict. Anyway, time for us to make a visit to Terzet. Relative tears their ballroom is different than Syndicate in two respects. First, much less fancy, and second, there are women present like George the misogynist. Syndicate tears it, in fact, is currently run by a female CEO, Emily Lane. Pleased to welcome you here, says Emily. Many of us are sympathetic to your cause. Thank you, says Alondo. Although for the time being, it's best for you to support us. Maybe remain neutral in this comic if it explains the idea. Tears it go between the Syndicate. I don't like dealing with syndicates, Emily, but like yourselves, we could not build ships without the systems they manufacture. Of course, shares which we receive from free space are equally valuable. If we remain nominally a part of the Republic, they will have full access to the system, including searching incoming aircraft for your true satellite, but Navy fleet here will be vulnerable to being cut off from Republic space, so unless they occupy the whole dirt belt, I don't think they would risk it. They continue talking for a while, and you leave well convinced that Tears is one that supports the US. All you can do for now is remain neutral. Now, says Alondo. To make one more diplomatic visit, the planet Poisonwood has insisted on remaining loyal to the Republic even though they are deep inside our space. I'd like to meet with their leaders if they would consider joining us. First. Bounties. Carolina experienced 3 decades ago, there was a slave colony neighbors responsible for liberating the may still feel deep debt to the Republic as a result. But if you don't join us, we can maybe establish a more friendly relationship with them. So after the governor presidents and 8 to escort you to our office, the governor is a woman, probably in her late 50s. And as you are speaking, the sunlight occasionally catches her face and face her arms at exactly the right angle to show the faint crisscrossing lines of very old scars. She must be one of the slaves who was freed by the Navy. As soon as you say she's seated, she says, "Now I don't want to give you false hope. We will not be joining the 4 free worlds." Understood, says Allen. We come primarily to assure that you, the free worlds, will never attempt to take control of the planet that has not willingly chosen to join us. But without our support, your world is isolated and vulnerable. Indeed, she says, grimacing. They talk for a while, but it's clear that she does not think her people would ever support even a treaty of neutrality with rebellion. Finally, she says this subject. Captain D said, "What do you believe the greatest threat to humanity faces today?" Say that. She laughs. Thugs. Chilling with no hope for a future. Petty criminals. The pirates are poorly organized. The glory design, but you are right in a way. So as well as we're providing place for the few individuals who actually are a danger to our species, and that threat weighs heavily on my mind. What sort of threat? Our world's been safe for nearly a decade, she says. Most of my childhood. We've been little more than an Antarctic colony ourselves before that. The Republic did nothing to aid us until the disappearance. So I was a teenage slave working in the factory this time. She says, exactly the wrong age as it turned out. One day the overseers informed us all the 18-year-old girls had to have mandatory health checkups that day. I don't want to describe what the checkup involved, but it was bewildering and unpleasant. All those girls disappeared that day. They nearly returned for the checkups. Only a few of us were left behind. Most of the leftovers were girls who had been unlucky enough to already be pregnant at that age. Or lucky, as it turned out. But I didn't understand why they didn't take me. It seems very disturbed by the story. They were selling girls into prostitution, he says. That's what we assumed, she says, but there were dozens of girls like me who were not taken, even though we were not pregnant. It didn't make sense. Anyway, somehow, news of that event got off world not long after the Navy came in massive numbers. So it's slaver fleets and liberated our planet. In the process, they tried to invade an underground facility in the mountains, which is where they thought the girls were being kept, but the facility was rigged to self-destruct and they were found out and what had been going on inside the facility. No one inside it survived. So it was because it was so willful and stubborn, it's hard to control, she said, but years later we began to discover that all of us who were passed over and one thing on we were infertile, had been already the day of the disappearance, which means that either a bunch of pirates had suddenly decided they wanted to leave behind those crimes, settle down, raise families, or these girls being used as incubators. So I hear that was common during the Alpha Wars. Alpha genetics were so unstable they needed hundreds of test subjects to produce a handful of viable alpha babies. Those were the evil days. Days I may yet return, she says. Somewhere, maybe even nearby on Blood Sea or Green Rock or Albatross, that remnants of alphas may still be hiding. Creatures bred to be strong, clever, and able to kill without a hint of remorse. And now that sector plays space is yours. The duty of defending against them becomes yours as well. That is why I agreed to talk with you, to warn you of that reality, and I'll on to return to your ship with one more thing for the fledgling free to worry about. I guess we should return to the long-trip and report to the council, he says. Alright. is forming a new regiment called the Oathkeepers. Must be corrupt. Take no further the part free worlds. They were headquartered 4 points far north. Defend that region is basically an power incursions. Furthermore, the Oathkeepers will be admirals after the elder admiral who's something that folk around spoken with admiration and respect here in free space. Although he was not one of the parole prisoners, he was an outspoken advocate for diplomatic solutions and free worlds conflict. It's hard news, but you can't help but notice how many people in space who are talking, and it was really full of decent and honorable people. Saying the free worlds hadn't had to fight them. By responding to your generous gesture with one of their own, the Navy has won a definite political victory, given that they needed to defend the North anyways, a victory that cost them very little. Okay. Alright. Debating for the Space Board, the entire council quickly convenes Alonso results of diplomatic ambition, which he believes has been a success. There's one other thing he says. The syndicate informed us the Republic has caught you in custody accused of terrorism. The news is a shock to everyone, and I begin to worry that that was the case, says Freya. Why have they not announced it publicly, says Tamek. I suspect it's because they know she's innocent, says Alonso. They say it's possible to tell a lie to the questioners, and in this case, that will work in her favor. You talk for a while longer than Tamek says. Meet me in the spaceport when you're ready for your next assignment. Also, I can approve a bonus for you. Gives you 200,000 credits. Cool. Alright, and with that, I'm going to call it here. Thank you all for joining.